time I meet this dude, I swear he's like in his past life he was like a philosopher or something like that.
Hey man, it's high key motherfucker, random motherfucker, go to China, you know what I'm saying? You already know. Hey, it's tatted on me, y'all. Double or sazon or that whatever you might like. I'm trying to tell you what I like. I like lemon pepper. And I don't like baby food with lemon pepper. I'm just telling you. He's talking about yo, you can't be this good. Nah, yo, anybody this good at pool, I swear to God, you gotta pay me because I don't gotta play yet.
Alright, what's poppin', world? It's your boy Mega representing Mega Mass TV, pushing talent towards the masses. Today we have a special guest. Yes, we have the one and only HIGHKEY RANDOM. You know what I mean? So today we're gonna have an artist breaking down his music, breaking down the knowledge of his music, breaking down what's in his mind, and also what keeps him busy. Alright? So definitely stay tuned for more. And if you guys are live streaming through Facebook and Instagram, make sure that you guys are sharing this because it's all about pushing talent towards the masses. Alright? So, how you doing today? How's everything?
Good. Thank you for having me.
No. It's hugely important. I mean, and I know we talked before over through Facebook Lives, talking about like stuff you've been doing, and we actually finally have the opportunity to actually like elaborate and go in depth more of like who HIGHKEY is. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely do. It's the word.
Like before we start, you want to let the people know like who is HIGHKEY?
Shit, HIGHKEY, you know what I'm saying? I'm a laid back, HIGHKEY ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? Let's see when it's exclusive. This is exclusive time, so.
Exactly. And to dive in more like where you from? Like where you from and like where's like the style of your music like really derived from?
I'm from Dorchester, you know, pretty much born and raised, Common Square. Freaking, my music is also inspiring type shit. I just like I've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot of pain and like just a lot of shit in my life. So my music is telling you the pain I went through, but it's not letting you seep in that pain to the point that you gotta realize your pain. It's letting you know that yes, there's pain, but you can move forward with it. You know what I'm saying? So my music is pretty much trying to uplift everybody else. Like besides all the flashy rapper shit that I might say, you know, like whatever no cap or the flashy lines, you know, that rappers might say. I'm trying to boost up the spirit and like the individual that's listening to my music. Like whoever supports me, I'm just trying to boost them up because I go through a lot and I may not express it. Or if I do express it, you know, they may not understand it. You know what I'm saying? So my music is just, hey, I go through pain, but we all go through shit, but we get through it.
Nah, exactly. And I like how you mentioned that too because like listening to your music, you always share the experiences of your life, but at the same time, you always put like an umph into it, you put like a flavor to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, where does that energy come from? Like, growing up with so much pain, but still having that feel-good energy with the music. Where does that come from?
I ain't have shit. I ain't gonna hold you, not having shit. So it's like, when you want something, you really want something, you gonna have a fight for that. So, I ain't have nothing. I say I was a spoiled kid, man. My sister might say that, but I'm gonna say I didn't ask for nothing as a kid. I wanted to provide. I wanted to be the one that like put my family in. You know what I'm saying? Want to be like, hey, y'all got y'all. Here's that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a provider. So that right there, just not having nothing, is just seeing like my family struggle and all that shit. That's the drive. Like wanting to have something to provide for a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like for my kids to. You know what I'm saying? Like shit
generational
like
wealth.
Generational wealth. Yes,
Exactly.
So that's pretty much that's where my drive come from. Like I don't want them not having shit.
That's highly important.
No funny shit.
That's highly important. And I love how you share that energy. And also when looking through your social medias, you have no problem showing your family.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Showing the people closer to you.
Family foundation's a big part of who I am. Like I feel like without the foundation, you can't do nothing.
Exactly.
Like, people be trying to do shit on their own or whatever. Like you can't really do nothing on your own. You need a foundation, whether it's a girlfriend, a best friend, a motherfucking bro, whatever. Like you need a foundation, something that just sets you back so they can at least, you know what I'm saying, like something to come home to that you can ground yourself in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, keep your mental going because like you can just roll around all the time. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever. And it's like, people don't understand you. Once you go back home, your foundation understands you, so you could try to get into, you know, you get what I'm trying to say?
Ground yourself.
Yeah, ground yourself pretty much. So like, family's always been like a big part of like who I am and just me growing up. Like, I know what it feels like to be left out and all that shit. I've been left out before, so it's like, I'm always just trying to be around my foundation, like to make sure that's something that's, you know what I'm saying, like perfect.
Nah, that's where does high key originate from? Like, where's that term comes from?
Okay. That's funny. Alright, so way back, I ain't gonna, you remember when Jerkin was out? I don't know if y'all remember the dance, Jerkin dance.
Yeah.
Cali was hitting Boston crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of picked up their lingo a little bit. They were saying like low key, high key, you know, low key this, high key that. I'm like, oh. So I wanted to change my name at the time. It was just Mr. Random. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was like, no, I ain't no Mr. Random. Like, nigga, that shit gotta go. So I was thinking, I was like, live random? I'm like, no, I should call you. And I seen high key motherfucking random. And that shit was it. It was big.
I like that. I'm so happy it ain't Mr. Random.
Nah.
That sounds a little creepy. Mr. Random.
You know, Jerky face was like.
No. Now that you said it, I do remember.
Yeah, so it's like niggas had weird names like the Jerk or Mr. Jerk or whatever. So I was like Mr. Random, like at that time. And I was like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want the Mr. no more. But I like the random. That's really like my personality. Like,
No, that's an old history lesson. Since we're like going back into like people and music that you was influenced by, like where is your style kind of like derived from? Knowing that you're a Boston native, and when you listen to Boston artists, they all kind of have, everybody in Boston have their own style, but usually they all have this like street, like kind of like street upper coast of like a New York, Jersey sound, like just like its own coast style. Yeah. But for you have like your own type of style, and actually the camp of people that you're with, you guys have your own style.
I appreciate it.
But originally for you, like where did that come from? Like that high octane energy and.
I didn't want to sound like nobody. Like I literally had to like, at first, I'm not gonna lie, my favorite rappers are Big Sean, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Chris Brown, and Young Thug. So like my thing is like I don't really sit, like if I listen to somebody, I'm highly influenced. I'm not highly influenced, but like if I like something, I get influenced by it, I'm not gonna lie. So it's like I can't listen to artists like that. So my thing was, like when I was making music at the time, I sound like a lot like A$AP and Big Sean. People used to tell me, and I didn't like that. Like every time they're like, oh, you sound like A$AP. Like, I don't like that shit. So I like really just stayed away from music. I watched an interview with Lil Wayne. He was like, you don't listen to nobody. It's like, fuck you, I'm not listening to nobody. Like, with some real nigga shit. So I just stopped listening to Wayne. I stopped listening to Wayne. I stopped listening to this music in general. And I just make my own music. And to be completely honest with you, since he's here now, I have to bring my music back to this guy. This guy right here.
You gotta move into the camera.
This is my blood cousin, but you know what I'm saying? He's a leader of the Boston punk world. I'm not gonna lie, I used to bring my music to this guy right here. Like, he really taught me how to rap too, all bullshit aside. I used to bring my music to him, he used to tell me, yo, you suck. But
that criticism took it far though.
But it wasn't, when he told me I stuck, it wasn't like, you know, I was young, I was mad. Yeah, I suck, I'm passionate about it, But I didn't understand why he said I sucked. It was more of like when I actually sat down and listened to my old shit, I wouldn't even listen to that shit no more. Because like, I understood it. It was like, I was just saying shit. I was just speaking nothing at all. Just rapping and rap. Like, I knew I could do it. So it's like, okay, you could do it. Anybody can do it, but what's different about you? There's nothing different about me from anybody else. So he was saying I suck. It don't matter if I said, nigga, I make a nigga two-step like Sierra. It don't care. I wasn't talking about nothing. So it was like, I didn't understand that. So it was more like, I had to really just start talking about shit. I mean, that's what really made me like, I wanted to talk about shit, but I didn't want people to feel my pain I was going through. So like, how can I put that into music? And I'm like, I like energy, you know what I'm saying? I like highly energetic shit. So it's like, that it just came to me. It's like, my pain will go with the high energy shit, so people will listen to my shit, like, yo, I was turned, but yo, your lyrics, bro, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. And I'm like, no funny shit, like I'm straight, bro, like, whatever, woo. But I figured like, okay, people are listening, so let me just do it this way. Like, let me stop listening to motherfuckers and just do it this way now. And like, speak to niggas like in a way that they'll actually listen. I know people like the turnt version. Like, I could do sad shit all day. But people really like the turnt shit, so like, alright, I'm just gonna put it here. I'm gonna set the side shit over here. I'm gonna put side shit over here with a little bit of turnt shit. That way it's like, you gotta listen to the whole.
Showing you like your versatility,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And giving them something to actually, like substance. So giving them to actually have, like, they can relate to. Yeah. Not just listen to. Like, they can sit there and be like, yo, I sat here and I listened to shit and have to get through some shit. I have people hit me up and tell me multiple times, like, yo, your tape helped me get through da-da-da-da. Like,
that's dope.
Whatever. Like, yo, I was in the hospital, dude, that's how helped me get through da-da-da-da. I'm sitting like, I'm doing something.
Nah, you are doing something. Yeah,
so
sure.
That's pretty much where it came from, pretty much. Like, all that shit with it.
Being an artist in Boston, like, what is the pros and what is the cons of being like of a rising artist, like an artist that's trying to grow in the city? Right? What is the pros and what is the cons?
The pros and the cons. I'm trying to really think. So there's a lot of them. I'm just really, I don't give a fuck about it no more. I do my own shit. But the pros and the cons is, I'll say like, the pros is, I don't even know, yo.
He's like, ain't nothing good with Boston.
Nah, there's a lot. I'm not gonna hold you. There's a lot of good with Boston. It's just for me, I personally haven't really experienced any good pros. Cause everything I got was ground up. So pros is, I don't know. There's pros for other people out there, but for me, I really don't know. Like, I don't know. Cons, nigga. If you believe in something, my nigga, and you really believe in that shit, if you going hard for that shit, you gonna have some motherfucking trials and tribulations to go through. That's all I gotta say.
True. That is definitely true.
That's really what I gotta say. I really haven't. The pros though is, if they love you, they love you. That's the pros. If they love you, they love you. They gonna ride. The cons is just getting them to love you.
Would you say it's kind of like
Not
the support of the people that kind of don't know about you? Is it?
It's not even that. It's yeah. I don't even know. It's like, you know, like Boston's a lot clicked up. And it's like you ain't a part of a certain clique, you ain't really gonna get no recognition. And it's like,
I think that's a con. I think that's a huge ass con.
Yeah,
because there's people that, and I agree with that.
It's a hell of a con.
Because I talk to a lot of artists. Some artists feel like they're blackballed from other platforms.
Yeah.
Some artists feel like,
yes, and I think that's corny because that's not what you're supposed to do. If you are a motherfucking gatekeeper and you have any opportunity to help anybody out, I don't give a fuck. You got beef with he, her, whatever, my nigga. If this person right here is cool with he, her, who that you got beef with, you think they got talent, you gonna post them because they got beef with you, are a bitch. That's point blank to it, my nigga, because you are stopping somebody from getting out.
I second that.
You are stopping
I
somebody.
know who the fuck y'all are.
You're stopping somebody who could have an opportunity that could provide for their family and possibly their city. You don't know what they fucking want to do in their mind, my nigga. And you're gonna stop that because of your own selfishness or your own personal reasons. You're a bitch. You ain't doing nothing business-wise. You're doing that shit out of emotion. You're a bitch. And I could fairly say I dish out of emotion. So I could fairly say you a bitch because I was a bitch out of one point in time doing shit out of emotion. And I'm not doing shit out of emotion. I understand the business now. So if you're doing anything out of emotion and this is a business and you picking and choosing, you a bitch. Not stand on that.
Like, what subgenre would you create for your type of hip hop music? And who would belong in it?
I don't got a genre. Nobody belongs in my genre.
Oh my God, this dude! I love it though. What would you call your style? So if you could create your own hip hop genre, we'll call it the high key genre.
The high key.
So you got it, guys. Yeah. The high key shit.
It's funny. Like,
you heard this nigga man spitting that high key shit, bro.
It's funny that you like say that though, cause like I'll upload my songs on SoundCloud right now. If you want all my SoundCloud songs and look at the genre, it says high key.
That's
Like
hilarious.
it's not hip hop, it's high key. Like custom genre, high key. I'm like, yo, nobody doing what I'm doing right now. Like,
You should thrive to like do that. Be like, fuck that. I'm creating my own subgenre.
Yeah.
Do it.
Like,
Do it.
do it, nigga. Like, ain't nobody really taking. Like, Uzi talked about it. You know what I'm saying?
But you know,
But he never like.
Uzi situation.
But he kind of he didn't create a new one. He just like I'm rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he deserves to have to be part of a new hip hop genre.
Who, Uzi?
Yeah, of course. If there was a new hip hop genre, of course Uzi should be on the top of it, or actually have.
Nah.
Why not?
Oh, I just realized what you're saying. Sorry, if this is in a new hip hop genre, the top of that genre has to be Young Thug.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. He fathered a lot of people. He fathered a lot of people.
A lot of these.
He fathered a lot of people.
A lot of these auto-tune rap niggas now, like, think about it. And a lot of people, when they get around Thugger, their whole style of music changes.
No, of course.
Like, on some other shit, like, they're around, like, they start hitting notes. Like, I was talking to Jovi about this shit. Like, I'm like, yo, he's like, yo, Dirk got with Thugger, he started hitting notes. I'm like, bro. I'm like, yo, then NBA Youngboy do too? Like, yeah. I'm like, yo, NBA Youngboy hitting too. I'm like, yeah, Uzi hitting too. I'm like, yo, all these niggas visited Thugger.
No,
like,
that's
after they visited Thugger, these niggas came back hitting, like, on some crazy shit. Like, so I feel like if anybody, it would be like, Lil Wayne clearly, but he started something else. But I feel like Douglas started something totally different.
Yeah.
He started what Wayne was trying to do.
Yeah, he perfected what Wayne was playing around.
Yes.
Because I feel like Wayne was playing around with that.
Like, Wayne didn't know what he had.
He was just fucking with it.
Like, he's a rock star, don't get me wrong. Wayne's a real rock. That nigga don't give a fuck about shit. That's real rock star shit. But like, the musically, he didn't know what he was really doing. Like, no, he knew what he was doing because Wayne knew what the fuck he was doing. I'm not saying he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know, there's certain things that he couldn't do that I would say like his range would keep him in, that Douglas could do type shit, that makes sense. Like, Weezy could sing, but he ain't going high.
Nah, of course. Like, and even when he did, people always question. What's coming up? What's next for High Key Random?
Gentle Savage 1016. The Gentle motherfucking Savage album is done, executive, produced by motherfucking Hum Beats. 1016.
You guys are the best. It was just with High Key Random. This is Mega represent Mega Mass TV, pushing talent towards the mass.
Pushing talent towards the masses, not just one circle, you pussy ass bitches. Towards the masses.
You know.
Towards the motherfucking masses. You niggas, you